No longer hosting. That's a good sign.
So now it's just a question of whether or not this thing is on. I'm assuming it is. How are we doing this afternoon, chat? Alright, so we're in week 5 of the Pentaforce tournament. We've got Jamevil versus Kingdahl, and it's a 2-2 matchup. So it's a win or go home for both runners. I'm Fury SK, and alongside me is Lori. How you doing?
Hi. Give me a second. I forgot to do something.
No problem. For those not familiar with the rules of the Swiss rounds, we'll go over those real quick. The book turns community hints in all shops into helpful hints. Additionally, you can enter a dungeon 1 through 8 from top left, right, or bottom side instead of just coming in from the traditional vanilla spots. On top of that, we only need 5 Triforces to enter 9, and because of that, there are important items that can be in level 9. So you may dig bow, ladder, or some other item that forces you to go back out of 9 and go get the important items you need to defeat Ganon and save Zelda.
Yeah. The only items that are going to be 100% required are going to be the bow and the silver arrows. You usually see ladder, but with only 5 Triforces, ladder has actually been, like, not as likely as it has been in the past.
So we're just awaiting confirmation both runners are ready to go, and we'll be getting this one underway, and we'll get to see where they are starting. I'm always hopeful to see them starting in some spot where there's actually some potential for route divergence, so not a dead end.
I actually don't like starting in the middle area of Hyrule. I always prefer to start on a side, because I feel like when I start in the middle, it's just going to be a 50-50 guess which way I go to look for the wood sword or something like that. But when I start on a side, I can usually work my way, and it's more clear where I should start from. Instead of, you can either take forever or go the right way the first time. And it looks like, yeah, this is a spot I would like to see as my start. Both of them getting a screen scroll over to the graveyard immediately.
Yep, there are definitely 3 ways you can go from that start spot. You can either pull off a world wrap and actually look at the coast item, which is what I prefer to do. Or you can screen wrap and then go up north into the grave. And that has exposed the warp zones for the seed.
Yeah. We have Edge of Candle Row, we have Magic Sword Grave, we have Vanilla 5 and Vanilla 4. Interesting set, for sure.
Well, it's not all bunched up, so that's the good news.
That's the good news. Unfortunately, you can't really use Vanilla 5 too much because you can't go to the right of the Lost Hills.
Yep, it's only going to be useful if something like, say, level 9 is over there above the waterfall.
Yeah. which we have seen, I believe, recently. And there's Magic Sword. Only a few screens away from where you usually find it.
Yep, we see it come into play, what, 1 every 10 races or so?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, it takes a trolley seed with a lot of blue Wizrobes to actually get forced into picking something like that up.
Yep.
Especially with the limited amount of Triforces. But we do have a bomb shop at this Armos screen that both runners are on, and
Yep.
it's only 13.
Yeah, that is a nice price for bombs. In vanilla, they're 20, so that's a roll down from their normal price, and in general, that's a good thing. An unfortunate death there for Jam. I don't know how much it's actually going to affect Jam based because just where they are right now. I don't know if they still want to be where they were. Looks like they're going back over here and then going down. Are they gonna world wrap like you said? Think so.
Well, it depends on whether or not the Octoroks want to play nice. Let's see what it is.
That was the any key. Saw it for a brief moment, but I believe that was the any key.
Yep, that key will open up all key doors in all dungeons, so it's something that they probably will visit should they get the ladder.
Yep, for sure. Looks like Kingdahl. Just wood sword searching right now, definitely not a bad idea. Really, before you have anything else, the sword is the best thing you can get.
Yeah, unless you find something like, say, a wand or a red candle under an Armos, you probably want to find the sword pretty early.
And an unfortunate death there.
Unlike the starting zones where I root for a lot of divergence, I always root for the A5 Death Mountain Cave as the sword.
Yeah. Of course.
It's such a tricky cave to route.
And speaking of candles.
Yep, Jamevil's got some bombs and has a candle, so he's got the early lead in terms of being able to uncover more spots in the overworld.
Yeah.
And the small secret being above the bomb price also is quite helpful.
Oh yeah, that's extremely helpful. Looks like they're kind of trading positions where each of them were before their own respective deaths. Kingdahl about to find where the magical sword is, and Jam just working on the start area.
Just seems like both players have spent a lot of the seed so far on that half heart.
Yeah, kind of scary. Another small. And looks like doesn't want to check open cave?
Looks like Jamevil found the large secret. Didn't quite see what it was at, but seeing as he's around 110, I would say it's not too small of a large secret.
Not too small, but I think it might be under 100. Oof, that's a minimum roll medium, I think.
To my knowledge, it can roll 25 to 40, so you would be correct if
Yes.
that's true.
Oh! And red ring and white sword. That is a good find. That's definitely something Jam's going to want to check. Oh, it's 105. Okay. And buying some bait. A lot of interesting things happening on Jam's side right now.
Yep, Kingdahl so far has only found his way to the bomb shop and has only managed to pick up enough rupees to get 2 packs, so hopefully he'll find his way to the candle shop that was under the bomb spot, or not the candle shop, the taking one.
Yeah, hopefully. Another bomb shop here, so it looks like bombs aren't in the rare shop. which is really good. It looks like we're gonna have Kingdahl trying to screen scroll here.
Doesn't feel like any of the shops are in particularly bad places.
Yeah.
'Cause I know we've seen the arrows, we've seen the 60 key, we've seen a blue ring, we've seen a couple
bait.
bomb shops, and bait.
I think that was the expensive of the two baits, though, that Jam bought. It looks like Jam is successfully working his way to the east. We do know that one of the 3 Armos in this side of Hyrule are going to have the item, because we've checked Vanilla Power Bracelet and Blue Ring. So, you might be seeing an item soon. And it's the book! That's awesome to find this early.
Yep, maybe regretting his large secret going mostly to the meat purchase now, but once he finds a hint shop and finds another large secret, he should be able to work his way through all the hints with some up and A and save strategies with retry.
Yep. And now gonna be searching this this northeast corner. Maybe for sword. There's 3 open caves in these 4 screens, so a good place where we might find it. Especially with how many open caves have already been checked. Ooh, but a death for Kingdahl. Trying to check Candle Row. Just below where that red ring would have been found out. And there's the sword.
Yep, it was in the northeast. It looks like level 8 might be on the start screen for the seed.
Yep. That is definitely a dungeon. And 5 found in the top right of the map for Jam. God.
Well, he's going to try to make his way through level 5. It will have 1 transport staircase and 1 item staircase.
Yep. And with getting by a toll room, interestingly, with the zombie. Oh, that's a good find. Less than 10 minutes in, we already have the ladder.
Yep, that's definitely a great find in your first dungeon that you choose to dig.
Absolutely, and Jam already knows the Any key is on the coast, so we could already see that collection. Kingdahl dying in a transport staircase, unfortunately. But does want to continue through this dungeon.
And Jam does find the compass, so he's gonna maybe make a play towards it. It's in the upper segment of 5, though.
I can see, at this point, there'd have to be quite an interesting block to not be able to get up there, because one of the main blockers in these dungeons is the ladder, which we found already, so we'll see. Still has 3 hearts, so if we have a money or life room, or in this case, I think it was life or keys, I'm not 100% sure, we'll be able to zombie through it. Taking a death here with Blue Land Molas is tough room. Hopefully that candle and bombs will come into good play, but nope, actually just jumping right out.
Don't think that's a terrible call to make, just to leave that dungeon behind for now.
I personally think I would have tried, but I also trust Jam knows what he's doing, so.
The only downside is it'll take a world wrap and a little bit of walking to get back to level 5 should he need that Triforce later, but
yeah.
There are 7 other dungeons that he could potentially find a Triforce in early, so.
Yeah, and again, with the ladder, I don't really think being blocked from too many Triforces will be the biggest problem on Jam's mind.
I will say I'm a little bit surprised that he's choosing to finish off Lost Hills routing before going down the Iniki.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, 2 keys this early isn't the worst amount, so maybe... I don't know.
Well, I guess because he's able to world wrap right from where he starts this seed, it perhaps isn't that big of a deal. But
That's true.
if he walks into a dungeon, on the other hand, on this little travel here, he's only going to have 2 keys to go through.
And yeah. So probably gonna grab... I think what's gonna happen is maybe gonna grab that any key on a world wrap with an... Oh, also 8. No, not even entering 8. Gonna probably world wrap over to that any key and maybe then go and check out Forest.
Yeah, he may go back into 8, but it makes sense to just go ahead and pull off your world wrap and maybe check a couple caves around this any key and see if they have a dungeon or something in them.
Oh yeah,
or just go back.
Gonna grab the any key and then head into 8 here. We've seen a tiny bit of 8 from Kingdahl, but we've seen some bunnies in that process, so hopefully Jam with a sword will not have as much of a problem as Kingdahl did in terms of navigation.
Looks like Kingdahl is starting to head in the general direction of level 5 and the wood swords. So we should get evened out here soon as far as starting equipment.
Doesn't want to take this transport, it seems like. Or at least not yet.
Well, with the right-hand staircase in level 8, I think there's a pretty good percentage that this has an item on the floor. So he's probably trying to clear it just to see what it has.
That is a good point. Triforce is still at large. Very small portion of this dungeon has been explored, so... nothing in the end. And Kingdahl with a sword. And also with a 5 find, so Kingdahl may also be getting a ladder very soon. Oh.
It's certainly likely, because it wasn't overly deep in level 5,
oh, yeah,
as long as he uses keys.
One screen up from the start. So, Kingdahl goes back, finds the compass, might try and convince him to start by going up. I don't know how much more of bottom level 5 he wants to go through. Yeah, we're seeing that upwards move.
Now we'll see if he wants to tempt his fate with the blue land molas, because that's what stopped Jam from getting his first Triforce in 5.
Mm-hmm.
Although Kingdahl may be looking for the transport staircase, that might be the easier way past those land mola.
Yeah, that might be an interesting play to make here.
And standard commentators curse the moment you say something like that, he turns around. He's now going to go up to that land mola room.
Well, does not know the land molas are there yet, so doesn't really think this is the worst idea.
They get a map to help with the directions.
Yep, map. Yeah, also gonna just leave.
I'd at least give it 1 or 2 shots, in my opinion, to block clip onto that middle block and give it a shot, but he's instead just going to HUD clip.
Oh, and the possible item room for Jam here in level 8. Gotta be careful with the Dodongo. Oh. Yeah, getting the smoke in on the last bomb into our first item in the. Oh my goodness! What is this item for finding for Jam? Already with ladder and silvers. Jeez, and any key. This is crazy. And book. He already has that too, and Kingdahl picks it up. This is already really. Who rolled this? I want them to roll my seed tomorrow.
Yeah, don't look at me on that one. I came in late.
Yeah, I did too. Is this Willow's scene? I don't hate this.
In the meantime, looks like level 3's item is the magical boomerang, and Kingdahl's going to opt out of it, so no stunning Lionels for him.
Level 3 is a good find, though. And a quick Triforce lifter after the item. So our first Triforce of the match goes to Kingdahl in level 3. Saver, why stop there? We still have a second item and 8 to find, don't we? Why can't we find the bow now?
I would say it's also one of the rare times where a runner might stumble upon a heart container as a second item and actually be okay with things.
Yeah. I mean, knowledge of the red ring being under the white sword item is... Oh, and leaving. Interesting here. I think there was a Dig Dogger block somewhere, so I think you might realize that is connected. And the level 2 find. That's another really good dungeon to find. Looks like Kingdahl's exploration of the forest that Jam hasn't quite gotten around to yet is definitely a good... Thanks for the hit!
Thanks a lot, old man. We found level 2 in its vanilla spot.
Candle.
Yeah, it's in its vanilla spot, and it has its own hint inside its own dungeon.
That is... something. Yeah, so now it just needs to get to where the Triforce is, which, hey, Compass.
Now, this seed is going pretty quickly so far.
Yeah.
We found some items and some quick ones at that in some of these dungeons.
Yeah, and Kingdahl already with a maxed wallet in level 6. Good dungeon finding already. We already have 2, 3, 5, 6, and 8. And yeah, Saver, no quick hearts can be a problem when you're finding quick Triforces, which is what I think Kingdahl might have been thinking going up there when he knows the Triforce is below.
Well,
Probably looking for hearts or keys. Doesn't not know about the any key.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I think he's not got the knowledge of the magic key being on the coast. So level 2 is commonly something you'll dig for keys.
Yeah. And Jam with a death.
I do think he knows about the white sword item, though, because he was on Campbell Row, so he's probably looking for the heart as well.
Yeah. Looks like, though, just taking the second Triforce out of 2, and gonna be... Don't know if he's gonna jump back in for keys or something. Nope.
Yep, Kingdahl, I think, is certainly hopeful that he'll find a hidden shop here soon.
Yeah.
Second prize would be potentially the blue ring, but very limited chances that I would pick it up knowing red ring is available.
Yeah, but does Kingdahl know red ring is available? Because I remember seeing Kingdahl dying around that spot, and finding level 9.
Yep, he's gonna take the health refill and move along and come back there later. And now we get to see the actual community-style shopkeeps and gambling games, so...
Yeah.
Get to see all those...
We saw, like, the book, the non-book text. I forgot it.
Yep, get to see a lot of different things that were thrown in by Fred as far as community hints go, even though we are playing helpful hints now that we have the book in hand.
Yeah. Oh, right, that was it. It looks like Jam has a boomerang to pick up.
Well, he's taken a couple Lionel shots, so he knows, hey, I can actually get through these screens and not deal with them.
Yep. And Kingdahl buying wooden arrows as Jam gets the Triforce from 3. Wooden arrows is interesting because we don't know how long it's going to take for Kingdahl to want to go back into 8, especially with just finding level 1 on the coast.
Yep, so we're only missing, I want to say level 7 at this point. We did see
7 and I think 4?
At 4 as well. We have seen 6, we just did not catch exactly where Jam saw that at.
Yeah, Jam saw it somewhere. I do remember finding 6, though. And there's the Triforce already in 1, but with 2 items, you're not gonna leave just like that. Oh my god.
So now he's wishing perhaps the bow was in 1?
Hopefully.
This could be a drop
I mean,
room
that
here.
room might not be required at all. Looks like not wanting to use bombs yet. Okay, there we go. Gonna check out the head of the eagle before continuing on. Oh no, Dark Nuts. Yeah, Cloudy Shoe. I was thinking that. I was like, I feel like I forgot where 6 was, but if it was anywhere, it was probably in southwest corner. So, yeah. I mean, we'll probably see. I'm not sure. Jam really wants this heart container.
Level 5 gazes along the coast. Seeing as we have the ladder out of level 5, that's old news.
Yes. And, looks like... Are we gonna have both items in the bottom part of Dungeon 1 here? Seems like it. We've got just a few more rooms, and we don't have either item.
Yep, Jam's still looking for that heart container, desperately trying to get enough hearts to make the Red Ring play feasible. Alright, looks like we're down to 2 rooms on Kingdahl's side. What are we gonna find?
One boomerang on the ground.
Fred, what is this?
Come
and he picks it
on.
up. Well,
We already had 2 in its vanilla spot.
Yep, good news is he is going to be able to stun the Lionels on the overworld until he gets Red Ring. The bad news is it doesn't have quite the range. I think he's only got 2 rooms left. One over here that he's heading towards on the right side of the eagle, and one in the foot.
And it looks like it's in the foot, which is guarded by a shutter of blue dark nuts. So gonna leave the dungeon. Saver is right. Kingdahl never picked up the Triforce.
Well, here's a hint
stuff.
shop.
Recorder is the second item in 8. Very good knowledge. Raft is bad. Not bad, but not required. And the wand is behind that dark nut room. Wow.
It'd be somewhat tempting for me, I would think.
Yeah.
And Jam is not going to be behind information for long, because he had full rupees and found the same hit shop.
Yeah.
So now the question is, what's in level 4, 6, 7, and 9? Because we have the information across the board otherwise. And Jam has also found level 1, so let's see if he decides to dig out the Triforce and the wand that Kingdahl did not. And guess what? You're gonna need more hearts.
Ouch. Triforce down to Jam. Kingdahl never picked up that Triforce, so...
Yeah, of all the plays, that's probably the most confusing for me. I don't really necessarily blame him for not wanting to clear the Dark Nut room, but the Triforce would have helped him get back should he have found the second item at 8 eventually.
Well, there's the second hint shop where we get old news. The bow is ladder blocked, which we have the bow. The ladder, not the bow. And that's old news.
So no real useful information, really.
Not really.
I guess if you find a ladder block really early in 7, that would maybe lead you to dig that.
Maybe.
But that's about the only situation in which that hint actually has relevance right now, because you probably would dig 4 if you found it. And knowing that a ladder block could exist in the long pathway in 6, you'd probably be inclined to dig that as well.
Yeah. It can be in... Right now it can be in 4, 6, 7, or 9, I believe. Speaking of 7.
Correct.
We already have quite a bit of item knowledge right now. No.
Hey, look what I was talking about earlier, about that ladder block early in 7.
Oh, God. So, yeah, this could be a good option to dig.
Well, here's Devil's Advocate. One runner has that step over the water hint, one does not. If they both find 7, and one with the hints decides to dig while the other one doesn't and finds the bow, could be a big lead for one of the 2 runners.
Yeah, it would give Kingdahl a good advantage, especially because, do you ever want to dig 7? Actually, I'm not going to ask that because I dig 7 sometimes. The problem I have with 7 is that it's really big, but like it's deceptive in how fast you can get through some of these rooms with the good enemy set, and then just get screwed over by a few really bad rooms blocking off like different sections of the dungeon, but like one room.
Yet level 7 for me is a question of resources. Do I have enough bombs? Do I have enough keys? And what's the enemy set going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, here's the wand in level 1, so Jamevil did decide to clear that room.
Yep, and successfully did so.
And he looks like he is on his way to pick up Triforce piece number 3, so he's taking a bit of a lead here.
Triforce lead. Yeah, item... Kingdahl needs to go back into 8. Last time Kingdahl was in 8, they did not have a sword. So, I think Kingdahl is not against going back in there to possibly try and find items and or Triforce.
Jamevil's also on 5 hearts. It looks like he's upping and ing with the intention of checking the red ring out. I suspect he'll be rolling his eyes in disgust when he finds out that he can't yet have that.
Oh, here's a staircase room. And it's the transport.
So that's really an interesting decision that you have to make when you find that. Do you want to eliminate both transport staircases, or do you just want to complete a segment?
Well, we're about to find out if the transport would have led here or not. Never mind.
Commentators cursed into the Wizard death. You just gotta exercise a little patience in that room, though. I think that Kingdahl will get back there with no problems.
I still only has explored the bottom 3 rows of level 7 here, so if that's already the Triforce and item found, that would be really good. If I were Kingdahl, instead of trying to go through there again, I'd probably check the transport first to check if the spiral is the other staircase, or if that is the actual item. And it looks like Kingdahl agrees with me on that. Just gonna go in the diamond.
Yep, he's gonna find out one way or the other here. Okay, Red Wizrobes do guard the item, which could potentially be the ladder based on the hints we saw.
The bow.
Yeah, the bow. Yeah.
Yeah. I trust Kingdahl to make it through, though. Quickly enough. And the Triforce is in this gel room, we learned. So, if we can get in that quickly, we can get out of here quickly. Oh, was trying to boost through, but just taking too much.
Yep, you really gotta find a helpful spot that you can stop in that room when they're spawning for the second time. If you spawn if you stop in the right spot, you can coerce them into spawning in an area where you can kind of boost through or get past most of them.
And we've noticed Kingdahl trying to kill some of these ropes or easier enemies to try and get some hearts before going in there. Oh, and level 4 was, I believe, on the forgotten spot. Jam's in there, and that's all the dungeons found.
Alright, here comes attempt number 3 for Kingdahl. He can only boost twice with the candle through this room this time.
Yeah, getting the candle out is already... Oh, that's some good spawns there. Yeah, gonna make it this time and find our white sword. Not the bow, but not a bad item at all.
It's straight up Dan's game, that, though, because that's not what I was expecting to see in there if I were Kingdahl.
I mean, I think we'll take it. And 6 hearts for Jam. Can take Red Ring.
Looks like Kingdahl is going to grab the Triforce piece out of 7 since he knows it's a pretty easy room to get to and clear.
Yep. There it is. So Triforce out of 7, Kingdahl. I really hope Kingdahl remembers that they know where the Triforce in 1 is. There's the compass for Jam. Hopefully, will not die. I don't know if Jam wants to dig the item in here or not. We'll know if it's worth it based on if it's ladder blocked or not. I mean, we can still find a good item, maybe, like the heart container or something. Yeah, I think Kingdahl going to... I think Kingdahl has to go back to 8. Going back to this area, maybe finally remembering 1 is the good play for a Triforce. And then hopefully we'll go to 8 after 1. And, Jam's looking for the item now in the bottom part of 4. There's a ladder block here.
So this is where we can potentially see a commanding lead pop up on Jamevil's side.
Yeah, if the bow is in 4, this could be good because Kingdahl's going back into 1, so we'll have to go into a 6th dungeon if the bow is in here. If the bow is not in here, well, anything could still happen. We still have the item from, I think 6 or 9 might be the last dungeons remaining after 4. Alright, yeah, there's the Triforce at 1. Where is the item in 4?
Looks like he must have missed a room with a push block.
And we're back into 8. Kingdahl, please find the silvers while you're here. A lot better items than last time where Kingdahl was swordless. The first dungeon they found was here, and all they had was like a blue candle, so this'll hopefully work out.
I'm a little bit
only has 5 hearts. Kingdahl definitely does want that red ring, I think.
I'm a little bit surprised Jam walked straight past the Triforce there, because I don't think he's likely to go back down there, is he?
I think at that point you would have just grabbed Triforce and continued redigging the top. Oh yeah, Saber, I definitely agree. Jam's probably gonna just book to the red ring ASAP. Oh, there was this room. I remember he got a clock in this room, so maybe there's a hidden something. And the heart container's up here.
Wow. So, 6 and 9 are the last plays to make for the bow.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting. And I think when it comes, in the case of Kingdahl would probably end up digging 9 before finding 6.
So
this is a really interesting race right now. Kingdahl does still need to find silvers.
Yep, we have 3 items outstanding. We have bow, we have power bracelet, and we have the raft outstanding.
Yep, so all important items.
Yep, to give the quick rundown of where they all were, we had boomerang, wand in 1. We had red candle in 2. We had magical boomerang in 3. Heart container in 4. Ladder in 5. White sword in 7. Silver arrows and the magical tutti flute in 8. We had red ring as our white sword item. The book as the Armos. And the Inikios out on the coast.
You said magical, and I was like, it's the recorder. I was so concerned for a second. Yeah. Flute is in... There's the compass for Kingdahl. That's... Yeah, Kingdahl. And, out of bombs. That is not a good thing. Kingdahl still has quite a few places to look to find some silvers.
And I want to say for sure that that room with the Dodongo is the Silvers, because I remember Jam almost getting trolled by the Dodongo.
I think that is one of the staircases. The other part of the transport. We do know the Dig Dogger blocks the 8 Triforce. And without bombs, Kingdahl's leaving 8, which is not very good for Kingdahl.
Well, I believe that Armos that he's going to now is the bomb shop, so I suspect that's his play.
So still could be good. Jam going to level 6. Definitely a play to make, especially with an early ladder block. Oh, is that the tip of the tail where the dungeon starts?
Yep, it's definitely down near the bottom of the dungeon, so it's just gonna be Wizrobes.
It might be a good sign that it's a required ladder block, however.
I was hoping this isn't it, because I didn't see a ladder block, and that's not it, so on we go.
That's gonna lead decent ways to the top.
Yep, comes out of the reverse C and gets Wizrobe beam to the backside, right off the bat. He does find a compass, though, and
It's in the corner.
I don't think he necessarily needs that, as he has his 5, but maybe he will if he wants a quick health refill.
And putting bombs to good use right now, Kingdahl getting tons of exploration off really quickly here in 8, now with a fresh set of bombs.
Well, thankfully that shutter door closed behind him with the Goma, because that may have led him to believe that the Goma blocked the item, but we know that won't be the case now. Kingdahl's still looking for that second item that he doesn't know of in level 8.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Aquamantis. And Jam finding this item. If this is the bow, it's the bow! Jam just needs to get the Triforce out of here, and we'll be into 9. That is... And the bow is... The Triforce is just one room to the left. Just has to get rid of some red Wizzies. Kingdahl picking up a recorder. Not the better of the 2 items to pick up, probably, in level 8. But we'll be able to Triforce level 8 after getting the Silvers now, which, considering that might deter Kingdahl from going into 6, might not be the best thing in the world, actually.
Well, the one thing that can bring Kingdahl back into this race, if he chooses to Triforce and leave, would be that the hints in level 9 will at least give him the Silver's location, whether it's inside of 9 or outside. The more difficult decision for him to have to make to get back in this is to dig 6.
I don't see the decision to dig 6 happening, if I'm being honest to myself.
Well, he has 2 dungeons that he doesn't know items for outside of level 9, once he gets the Silvers potentially out of 8. And that would be 4 and 6, and he doesn't know where 4's at.
Yeah. And an early ladder block in 9 probably won't help him.
Yeah, now he's got to say, well, I've got one room up here in the north, and I've got the Dodongo guarding the one staircase, potentially. Oh, hey, there's one in this one, too. Meanwhile, Jamevil is in 9 looking for either hints or a Roar of Ganon, or potentially a compass that can help him solve the puzzle more quickly, as Kingdahl now has silver arrows.
Yep. So now Kingdahl knows that they can go and get the Triforce, or just leave. No, okay, getting the Triforce.
Ooh. Wow, that was a quick bunny death. That was rude. And Zelda is not going to be sitting in her own room this time, as Jamevil finds an empty Zelda room.
Mm-hmm. That is the wrong menu.
Yep. He's sitting there trying to press his select swap button and swapped all the way back to the pack. Thankfully, he didn't actually close out his game. That'd been terrible.
Yeah. Getting 5th Triforce, though. And whistling over.
Whistling to 3.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yep, 3.
Alright, so now the question is, how fast will Kingdahl find the items at level 9? Because he's at a big disadvantage, especially with Ganon being found by Jamevil.
Ooh, that's what I asked. 2 shutter doors in Ganon's room.
Yep, this is the only situation in which a shutter door might actually lead to Zelda when there's 2 shutters in the same room. Normal laws are that only a single shutter door can be in a room and open by itself. It can't actually, game can't function properly on 2 opening, or 1 opening and 1 not, I should say.
Yeah.
Looks like full health Ganon, but he does take him down with with the wood sword and the red ring in hand. So will we find Zelda right here?
No.
Maybe.
Not in the left one, at least. 2 staircases. And a Patra.
So now he's just hoping that the shutter door of the north wasn't in fact Zelda, because that could be a little bit of it.
And 9 being the first
probably.
item found. We already know that the 2 items that are going to be at 9 are going to be the Power Bracelet and the Raft. So at least one of them was quick for Kingdahl to find stuff out. Yep, and Jam going back to check that north shutter. And no. Oh, there it is!
Hey, the shutter door to the west opens, and Jamevil is going to stay in the tournament for at least the bracket stages.
Finishing very good around the 50-minute mark. Just under it. Really good race, and that does, as you said, put Jamevil 3-2, as I believe the record. Crazy to think someone like Jam would only be 3-2, but hey, that's just how crazy this tournament can go. So congratulations on the victory. Definitely a very well played seed. Got the two of the 3 required items immediately, and was able to find the bow before going into 9. So definitely very good on finding the items needed and getting the Triforces needed to finish up very quickly.
Yep, I would say the play that won him the seed specifically was knowing that his bow could only be in 6 or 9.
Yeah.
And deciding I'm not going to risk
knowledge.
Yep, some people would risk it in that situation, go to 9 saying, well, it's 66% chance of being there, but He said, nope, I'm going to go make sure it's not in 6, and I'll be able to find it a little bit quicker than I would in level 9.
Yeah, that was a very good play.
Looks like Kingdahl, though, is going to make the play to go
Yeah.
down and look through level 6. It is the right play to make, so it shouldn't take him too long to find the correct pathing to Ganon and Zelda from there.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting for Jam to prepare his microphone for the interview, and while Kingdahl is fishing up, would like to take this opportunity to thank our restream partners here at Randomania and Will Sticks for stepping up and getting this restream in. Because without those two, we would not have a restream for you this afternoon. Would also like to thank Lori for being here with me as my co-commentator, and I got the opportunity to co-commentate and track, so thanks to everybody involved.
Has been.
Also, shouts to both of our runners for putting on a pretty good show this afternoon.
For sure. Hello there.
Good evening.
So
Hi,
that was a quick seed.
It was not bad. Yeah, I mean, it could have been faster.
Gave you lots of nice shiny things early. Got you a ladder. Got you the Uni key pretty quickly, and then kind of trolled you with the red ring, but after a while found your way to that as well.
That red ring was very rude, yeah.
Oh my god, trying to get that right away? That was, yeah. I was just very upset. I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to Death Mountain now.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Kingdahl's still on 5 hearts, so you can guess that he's still on green tunic.
Yeah, some of these dungeons were just butts, man. It was just not worth it.
Yeah. That's the danger that Saver mentioned in chat. The danger of quick Triforces is sometimes you'd miss out on hearts.
But good hints overall. I mean, he got a lot of good information. I knew the whistle was an 8. I bailed after seeing that the Triforce was Dig Doctor blocked, and I was just like, nah, that's not worth it. So second item was apparently the whistle, so that was cool. And then the wand in 1, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go for it or not. Ended up, so I had full complement of bombs, and I was like, I could deal with these dark nuts, and I did. It didn't take too much time, and the wand definitely helped out combat-wise later on.
Yep, Kingdahl made the play in level 7 to dig out the white sword, so he opted against the wand pickup in level 1. Didn't feel like facing off the dark nuts just for a wand that shoots fire.
I'm glad I didn't find level 7. That's usually the bane of my existence. Either has an important item and I find it and disregard it, or I just never find it.
Well,
One of the two.
Yeah, it
Would
was
you-
a white sword this time, so
That's good.
Would you have entered level 7? The first room after entering the dungeon was a Chevy block, so
Ooh, having that hint that the bow was ladder blocked or step over the water to reach the bow, I might have dug it. Same thing with 9 too, though. If Kingdahl goes in 9 with 5 Triforces and sees that, that's a river block right there, he could easily think it is. There's three options. Then if 7 also had a river block, that's crazy.
yep, he actually went into 9, found the power bracelet, and left to go to level 6. So He's not quite sure that's the right play, and he's getting Wizrobe beamed all over the place, so he's not having a good time with it.
Yeah,
But
I didn't even want to attempt this without the red ring. I came in the first time, got hit by that blue Wizrobe and just noped out of it. So I mean, this seed really came down to heart management. Crazily enough, it came down to hard dungeons with trying to get enough hearts, 6 hearts at least, to get that red ring to deal with them. Otherwise, it's just exactly what Kingdahl's doing right now and just banging his head against these blue Wizzies.
so with the win, you've survived to see another game, or at least 2. I think it's a double elimination setup this tournament.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That's when everything gets a little more crazy too, as far as flags go. Should be a good time.
Yeah, Kingdahl's still just trying to dance with these blue Wizrobes and get that block clip executed to get through that staircase. Maybe trying to get the Lamels to play nice and give him a heart.
But yeah, that was awesome. I mean, I have no further comments. 9 was pretty straightforward. Getting stuck in that patch room after fighting Ganon was a pain in the butt. I'm glad I went back and went north from there, because that pretty much led straight to her. I don't even know what the rest of level 9 looked like. You know, it's thankfully I already had everything that I needed when I went in there, and that was my saving grace. I've been doing a lot of practice seeds, and one of them I had to actually full clear the entire game. It was level, and another one was level 8 was raft blocked, and the raft was in level 9, so you had to double dip to get the bow out of level 8. It was crazy.
Yeah, no, I have several stories from these flags of just, I think 2 of my tournament races I've basically full cleared stuff. And so, like, these flags are insane. Can we talk about the double dip 8? Because that's something that's happened.
It looks like we do have Kingdahl making his way through level 6 as he got past those blue Wizrobes. But yeah, there have been a lot of just weird double and triple dip scenarios where runners have had to struggle through entering level 9 to leave level 9 to go get an item in 8 to leave level 8 to go back to level 6 once they got that important item out of 8. And finally found the bow in 6, something like that. So lots of ugly scenarios that can rear their head, but also lots of potential opportunities to gamble and gamble correctly on seeds. So it does appear the Kingdahl is going the wrong way. He doesn't know that though. I believe the item is actually over closer to the Triforce, wasn't just to the right in level 6? Something like that.
Yeah, it was all the way at the end in the nose or the frontal forehead area of the dragon. I think level 6 is, right?
I don't know what level 6 is. It's just a thing with a tail and a face.
Yeah. But I was gonna say something. Thinking about it. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, we do have, I think, a race ongoing on Randomizer 4 right now as well.
Yeah.
Between Blade Prismalon and Mad Bomber XX. We also have a race that will be coming to you live from Randomania. It'll be Willow Sticks again, restreaming for you at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central, and 2 and 1 on the Mountain and West Coast. And it's going to be between Imasock and Amazing Toaster. So if you haven't seen Imasock play, I'm sure you've probably seen Toaster play, but that's a really close and potentially dangerous matchup between 2 pretty skilled runners.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend you try this at home, but a toaster is a fabulous way to dry your socks.
I'm not gonna try that in any location.
I also heard it's good for warming up muffins and making them toasty too.
Toasty muffin sounds nice.
we also have 2 more races tonight on the Speed Gaming family networks between RC Drone and Dragon Dark. That ought to be a fun one. And we have the spoiler races, I like to call it, between OPT Lawyer and New York Rambler. Rambler's out of the tournament, but he got paired up against OPT Lawyer, who's 2-2 and has to beat him to get into the tournament, or into the bracket rounds of the tournament. That's, if I were eliminated, I would be envious of his position, being able to go in there and say, hey, you don't get to go that round. I'm going to block you out of it.
This level 6 is so dangerous.
Yep, he's got to survive on a heart and a half. I think he's going to pull it off.
His robes, Landmala, Goma. It's like a little bit of everything that's terrible. Hot snakes. I like the hot snake strats.
Alright, so just got to get through a couple of likes, and he'll find what he was looking for.
Oh, these are hotcake strats now.
With that bow in hand, I would say, 4 or 5 minutes, given he's been pretty good with his Ganon strats.
Yeah. Still only at 5 hearts. Was literally like one. Didn't the room right next to the bow have the heart container?
I want to say it's not too far off. I didn't mark down that I got the heart container out of 6 or not, so I'm not entirely sure.
It doesn't look like he's concerned anymore with the red ring. He's just going to go ahead and take a shot at level 9.
Right. Well, thank you very much. If you don't mind, I'm going to sit to the side until Kingdahl's done. I'm going to watch the rest of this, and yeah, thank you. I'll be back.
Yeah, once again, GG's on your victory, and good luck to you in the brackets.
Can't wait to watch this one back. Thank you so much.
Alright, we gotta cheer on Kingdahl here as he tries to finish off this seed. I don't know if he's heard the roar again. I'm assuming he's been close enough to hear it at this point. But just trying to get there without taking some bops from random other enemies. Those keys with their plus HP roll are quite dangerous.
Yeah. A lot of people don't notice them because they usually die immediately, but yeah, those things can be dangerous.
And man, he's just not getting any luck with the heart drops. He's getting 5ers left and right, but just everything else is just like, nope, I don't have a heart today. Oh, finally gets this fairy. Alright, he's bombed into the room where Ganon is. So now we're going to see if he can pull him. Looks like he's in the wall, but pull him out of the wall and take him down with just 5 hearts and green tunic. Three down, needs another 5 most likely, but nope, takes what looks to be a hug from Ganon. So we'll have to try it again. Alright, attempt number 2 this time on a few fewer hearts, but he does have a chance at a stun lock here. 5, 6, 7. Oh, did roll at least
There we go.
-1. So down goes the pig. Bull doesn't know, just has to go back up.
Not going the up, though. Going the up now, but not the up in the place where up is the best. I'm surprised Kingdahl's first instinct wasn't to check the shutters there.
I'm just gonna have to bomb over to potentially get closer to Zelda's room. I do believe there were a lot of doors into Zelda's room, though, so may be able to find a different direction.
I remember there was a door from above into Zelda's room.
Well, that staircase is absolutely worthless.
For sure.
I guess on the bright side, it didn't send him all the way across the dungeon. I remember playing some seeds back in the day where there was literally no way to get around again because the staircases would all just lead you back to start. And we have another staircase here. I'm not sure if this was the power bracelet or if this is a potential transport. Given he didn't even dip into that door, though, or that staircase, I would assume it probably was power bracelet, so... I keep on looking, found another staircase. Let's see what's in this one. Or just gonna leave that one behind and find a hint. That's, yep, I was gonna say, that's the situation where you just shoot the old man with the silver, saying the right.
Go to the
here,
next
old man.
room.
And see if the bomb walls want to play nice here. The answer is no.
No.
0 for 3. The good news is, again, that's kind of funneling Kingdahl back into where Zelda was at, so chance for him to potentially be closer to finishing again here shortly. E-door down, I think, would put you right next to her room, so... Instead, looks like he's going to head upwards and see if he can't get towards the northwest of the skull. And one of our hints, unfortunately, has been swallowed up by a leave your heart or key room.
Just gotta go down a little bit, I think, here. I'm not taking it, though.
Yep, he's getting teased by a whole bunch of shutter doors that aren't opening.
Yeah. Really unfortunate, because we're, like, right there. And just not taking it. I mean, he doesn't know any better, because this is Randomizer, but... Oh, hint! Oh my god.
Well, the good news is he's eliminated quite a bit of the northern part of this dungeon, so...
Oh yeah, absolutely, so
he's
we should
gonna
be
have to
heading-
go... Gonna have to go southwest here shortly.
You're gonna have to start heading south soon enough. I don't remember if there was a shutter door from the top, but I do remember there was a room above where Jam went into Zelda's room. And I think it was a locked door. I legitimately think that locked door might have been the exact one we were looking for when I was talking about that one.
Well, he's got nowhere to go but down now, so let's see what... Well, nope, gonna take the key door. Gonna get shuttered into a room with a whole bunch of gels, which is, again, not what he's hoping for, but... Just all sorts of unfortunate wrong directions at this point.
I wonder if this is how some of the commentators of my race feel when I'm just going in the same places.
Well, to be fair, he's not really going in the same places you're all.
Yeah, no, I'm not. They're not. He's not going in the same places, but like, I've made some dumb decisions instead of my races, and I'm not saying this is dumb, but I'm saying like, this kind of situation where we know where Kingdahl has to go, and Kingdahl just isn't going there.
Yeah, as a commentator, I tend not to really get too frustrated with runners making decisions on their routing when they don't know any better. The only time that I get a little bit tempted is when, you see resource management decisions that have gone awry.
Yeah.
Or perhaps, like, the one thing I always recommend to newer runners, right, is always overtrack before you undertrack. Make sure that you know where you've been, where you haven't been, and don't repeat the same kind of steps over and over again, because you can always gain time on a better runner if that better runner makes a poor decision. But if you're making the poor decisions when you're facing them, it's more difficult for you to pull off a victory in that scenario. Anywho, we found the shutter door from the north, so we're going to see Kingdahl finish up here.
Here we go. And Kingdahl. No, that's rude. What the heck was that for?
Got the
a nice
grace
little.
ring.
Yeah, got a nice little black and white movie here. It's just like, I don't know what time period of film this would be. Yeah, but GG's to Kingdahl on the finish. Still played very well. Just a lot of unfortunate time spent in 9 because 9 is rude. But did still play pretty well. So there's no reason that Kingdahl should be upset with that, except for maybe 9, as I mentioned. Unfortunately, that is 2-3, so that is Kingdahl's elimination from the bracket round of the tournament within our last week of Swiss. However, this was a very good race, despite that, and Jam is a really tough opponent, so I still think Kingdahl played really well to wrap off their Swiss racing.
I certainly don't think there's any one decision that Kingdahl made that actually wasn't a proper play. Maybe the Triforce being left behind in 1, but that really didn't take more than 45 seconds for him to screen wrap, or world wrap, I should say, back down there. So it's just one of those situations where you dug dungeons that you thought were the right play, such as 7, and they turned out to not really be as useful as you had hoped. seems like I managed to close out of the race channel, so we'll see if he wants to join us for an interview here, and if he doesn't in the next couple, I guess we'll close it up here. But overall, pretty entertaining race, all things considered.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a really thrilling start with all the quick items and all the good things being found, and all the interesting plays that started coming in really made up for a good finish in 9.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like he's just about set up, so we will see what he has to say about this 5 heart, no red ring seed that he just played.
And hello.
Hello?
Hello there.
Yeah, where's the heart, man?
I don't know. I think Jamie literally finished with like 7. So
7, the dream.
yeah, well, GG. How do you feel about how that went?
Well, I kept finding items, and there was no bow, and I knew the bow was ladder blocked, so it had to be like in a trolley place. And that 6 was pretty nasty, but I mean the race was already over by that. And when I found the white sword in 7, that was like, okay, this is not gonna go well. Because I got killed in 7 a couple of times also.
Yeah, those reds.
Yeah, that spiral.
Yeah, that had to be pretty unfortunate because it didn't seem like a bad play when you found that ladder block in 7 right off the bat. But as I said during the restream, the expression on your face had to kind of be like, yeah, why? Why did I find this instead? I wanted the bow.
Yeah, and then I knew that the 8 had the flute. I also full cleared 8. I was in every room. I got the silver for it, so it wasn't that bad. But and then level 1, full clear, last room item, guarded by dark nuts, and then I found out it's the wand. So I saved the Triforce to go back and get it when I got the second item, and then I found out it was the wand. I was like, no, this plan didn't go well.
Yeah, like we were discussing during the race and kind of as you were wrapping it up, it really didn't seem like you made any major mistakes that kind of led to your defeat here. It was just Jamevil picked some better dungeons, I guess, when he was going through his progression, his order. He got a little bit lucky not to find 7 because I think he would have done that.
When did he get the red ring?
Want to say right before going to level 6.
Yeah,
That's a good time to get it.
Exactly, right before 6. I tried it once at 5 hearts and didn't get it, so I ended up going to Death Mountain there and doing, what was it, level 4 up there, and then yeah, I got enough hearts after level 4, so I was good after that.
Yeah, I never found 4. It was over pretty quickly, this one. I mean, I also tried at 5. I think I had 3 the first time, and then I had 5, and then I never had any more.
Yeah, thankfully for Jamevil, level 4 did have a heart container as its item drop. So even though it took him a little while to find it, that got him a red ring.
Oh, don't even get me started about that level 4. Oh, that the item room and that, because I cleared that room, right? And then I pushed on the block. I'm like, oh, the block didn't move. Maybe there's a wall master. So I walked over to the wall. No wall master came out. And then I went back and pushed the block again. And then I left the room. And that was there was actually a wall. There had to have been a wall master in that room. There had to have been, because when I went back in, a Pole's voice respawned. And I was able to push the block. But yeah, I full cleared level 4 because I couldn't find the item room, and I had been in it already. So that was very, very time wasting. But yeah, oh my, it was a heart container on top of that. So I got 2 heart containers out of 4, which gave me enough for red ring.
I have no idea whether hearts were like 7 and 3 maybe. I have no idea. There was no hearts.
Yeah, I had 7 hearts total. Yeah, and they weren't anywhere. You're right. Probably power spots for 2 of them.
Yeah, that would have saved me if I gotten the red ring early. But I mean, I kept waiting for it, but it never happened. So I mean, I had a terrible start also. I didn't get going and I died and I went back. It was a terrible start spot for trying to get over to the east with the Lionels and everything. I died a couple of times, but I mean, in the end, it didn't really matter because of the bow. That's unfortunate. Bye-bye tournament. It's over.
I mean, you did really good. 2-3 is definitely something I think is worth being proud of.
In that second race again, Antlers, I miscounted Triforces and I picked up 6. That was it. I would have gone to 2-0, but Destiny.
Oh, don't worry. Both of the races I've won so far, I've had to full clear the items.
Yeah, if you can always give Antlers a bit of a hard time about the silver arrows too. So
Yeah.
everybody makes a wrong decision here and there. That's just the way it works.
Yeah, in race
It's
number
insane.
in race number 4, I skipped one of the raft spots that had 3 that had the silver. So I did that also. I did it all.
Well, we do hope you enjoyed your time in this tournament because it gave us quite a few good races in it.
Yeah, this tournament's been weird because it's been, I think, watching this tournament has been like better than it usually has because of all the decisions and gambling. But playing it's been a bit of a crapshoot, you know. A lot of gambling and upsets, and I mean it's good and bad, this Penta thing. But I mean,
Yeah, definitely wild, I think is a good word.
Not Pentaforce for long.
yeah, but for me, it's gonna stay Pentaforce forever. I'm stuck. But I mean, everything about these tournaments are kind of great with the community coming together and all the love and all the support and all the memes and everything. It's pretty great. I've been in every one except the one, the Jam one, because that was a silly one. But I'll be back.
Is it the random?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think-
heard about that one.
I think he won it. He was in the final. I know, at least there was some legendary races there with Fred. I know.
Yep, I think it was the tournament where he basically couldn't find a sword unless it was an open 9.
Yeah, those blackout level 9s with ladder blocks and yeah, I'm not playing that, but everything else I'll probably join because I love Zelda 1.
It's pretty fun.
It's a great game. I mean, when you're dying in Zelda 1, it's usually your own fault, and that's a great game that does that to you. You don't feel like it was the game being unfair. It was just you did something that you shouldn't have.
Some would argue the opposite, though. So I personally agree, but some would argue the opposite.
I mean, I'm not very good at combat, so I like to blame the game sometimes.
Yeah, I've more often than not, I've said the phrase something this game, and it wasn't I love.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't get enough of the randomizer action for the Zelda 1 tournament. We do have another race that's going to start up in about 25-30 minutes here on Randomania 1. So go ahead and feel free to stick around and watch Iwasaka and Amazing Toaster duke it out for another win on their belt. I believe that is a 2-2 win or go home matchup between those two, so should be fun.
All right, thank you guys. I'm out of here. Bye.
Yep. We're gonna wrap it up.
Thanks everyone for
GG Kingdahl.
what you
Thank you
do.
so much, buddy.
Yeah. GG Jam. I love you, man.
Yeah, you're still gonna play at my wedding, right?
Yeah, of course. That's booked. You just have to do it.
Yeah, I gotta find someone to marry. You know.
Let's marry each other.
Oh wow, that's a big step there. We'll see. We'll see.
I'll play for free.
Okay. Bye.
All right.
If we marry him.
On behalf of both of these runners, we have Kingdahl here, who's multi-talented in both Zelda and his music endeavors, so feel free to give him a follow and check that out. You got Jamevil, who plays lots of marathons in Zelda and some Metroid and just all sorts of fun stuff on his channel, so feel free to give him a follow. While you're at it, you can give Will Sticks a follow for stepping up big time on the restream.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Randomania for hosting this race on this channel this afternoon. So, lots of people you can go support in the community. But on behalf of myself and Lori D. Bunnykins, I think we're going to say so long for now.
Yeah.